Building on the Rock is a 6-part workshop series where we learn to deal with our stuff, and have been on the course for, this is my 2nd year, and by God's grace I've benefited tremendously from it. Actually, through BTR, the Lord has equipped me with the necessary biblical tools for identifying recurrent sinful patterns in my life, and for He's enabled me to be able to bring those areas of brokenness to Him for healing. Specifically, in the area of self-pity. So during one of the workshops, we did an exercise where we were given apples and given sticky labels and asked to stick a lie that we fell for, or we usually fall for, on the apple. And as we prayed, I noticed, or I knew that one of the lies that I fell for was that God has not been good to me, or that He hasn't worked in the circumstances of my life. And that filled me with self-pity, because I always thought other people had a better deal than I did. And then I was often thankless. I would grumble and complain a lot. So through BTR, as I have brought this area to the Lord, God has opened my eyes to see this lie, and now I'm able to better stand on His word and on His promises, that He is good and what He does is good. So now when the enemy brings those lies, I am able to resist the temptation and to turn to the Lord in thankfulness. And in that way I see that I'm growing, and I'm less of a complainer now than I used to be. So I thank the Lord for what He has done. So there are painful relationships in my life, and there was one in particular that brought up a lot of painful emotions for me recently. And usually I would just struggle on and on, not knowing what to do about it. But by God's grace, through the tools that I have learned on BTR, I was able to pray through and just handing over my hurt and my pain to Jesus, and asking for His forgiveness for holding on to the pain. And also, as I did that, I experienced His healing and His grace, so that it's not completely gone, but now I know that every time it comes up, I know who to go to, I know who to turn to for healing, I know who to turn to. So that has been a big blessing in my life. I've done Building on the Rock in Cape Town. My husband is studying, and we'll be going back home at the end of the year. And I've so benefited from this course that I'm looking forward to starting one back home in Ghana when we go.